Italy, a country that changed sides in both world wars. At the start of each conflict, it stood with Germany. But before the wars were over, Italy was fighting against them. Why did this happen? And more importantly, did it actually benefit Italy? Let's find out. Italy, like Germany, didn't exist as a single nation until the late 1800s. Only after the Franco-Prussian War in 1871 did Italy finally unify. But while other European powers were expanding empires, Italy remained a junior player, gaining little from the scramble for Africa. Its economy was weak, and in the 1880s, millions of Italians fled to the United States for better opportunities. Only in the early 1900s did things begin to stabilize, thanks to a new central bank and slow economic growth. That progress would shape how Italy approached the First World War. In 1882, Italy joined the Triple Alliance with Germany and Austria-Hungary. The idea? Mutual defense. But Germany wasn't fully confident in Italy. With long coastlines and a liberal government, Italy was seen as vulnerable and unreliable. Italy's main worry? France, a neighbor and colonial competitor. In 1914, World War I began with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Alliances were triggered, but not for Italy. Despite being in the Triple Alliance, Italy remained neutral. Why? Because the alliance only applied if a member was attacked. Germany and Austria were the aggressors. Plus, Italy had its doubts: weak military, tough geography, and cultural distance from its allies. And Austria-Hungary still held territories Italy believed were rightfully theirs. In 1915, Italy made its move. Secretly, it signed a deal with Britain and France, promising Italy territory from Austria-Hungary in exchange for joining the Allies. A week later, Italy left the Triple Alliance, and by May, it was officially at war with Austria. But things didn't go smoothly. Italy's army was small and underprepared. The front line, along the Isonzo River, became a grueling stalemate. Italy fought uphill, literally and figuratively. The war was over, but victory was bittersweet. Italy lost 460,000 men and racked up massive debt. Yet at the Treaty of Versailles, Italy didn't get all it was promised. The phrase "Vittoria mutilata," the mutilated victory, echoed across the country. The public felt cheated. And in the chaos that followed, a new political force was rising: fascism. By 1922, Benito Mussolini's fascist party came to power, offering strength, stability, and national pride. While Mussolini ruled, the king still held power, for now. Then, in 1936, Mussolini announced a partnership with Adolf Hitler, calling it the Rome-Berlin Axis. Two wounded nations, united by frustration with the post-World War I world. When World War II began in 1939, Italy stayed on the sidelines. Mussolini wasn't ready. But in 1940, just as France was about to fall, Italy jumped in, declaring war on Britain and France. At first, Italy gained from its alliance with Germany. But that wouldn't last. By late 1942, Italy was in trouble. In North Africa, Allied forces landed in Operation Torch. At El Alamein, British troops pushed Axis forces back. By May 1943, Italy's armies in Africa had surrendered. The Allies were coming for the Italian mainland next. In July 1943, the Allies invaded Sicily. Italy was crumbling, and so was Mussolini. He was deposed and arrested by King Victor Emmanuel III. A new leader, Marshal Badoglio, took control. Publicly, Italy claimed to still support Germany, but secretly, it was negotiating a surrender to the Allies. In September, Italy signed an armistice. Germany saw it coming. As Allied forces landed at Salerno, German troops rushed to occupy most of Italy. Mussolini was rescued by Nazi commandos and placed in charge of a puppet state in the north. But in the south, the Badoglio government declared war on Germany. Italy had switched sides again. What followed was effectively a civil war. Italian partisans, anti-fascist rebels, joined Allied efforts to liberate the north. In April 1945, they captured and executed Mussolini. Italy's dark chapter was closing. In the end, switching sides likely spared Italy from the total devastation that Germany faced. But it came at a cost. Italy still wrestles with its fascist legacy, and its military efforts were often mocked. It wasn't seen as a noble defector, but rather a desperate one. Still, today, Italy stands with the Western Allies as a NATO member. It's passed a lesson in realpolitik, survival, and the complicated choices made in times of war. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Italy's shifting loyalties during the world wars, hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which country's wartime story we should cover next. Until then, stay curious.